Good morning, guys. So it's 6 a.m. and I am putting together some egg roll filling because tonight I want to make air fryer egg rolls as part of our dinner. And in order to speed things up when I get, finished with work, the best thing is to meal prep. So I always prep ahead if I can, if I wake up early enough. So I'm making egg roll filling. And the ingredients that I'm using are olive oil, garlic, ground ginger, salt, pepper, shredded cabbage, and shredded carrot. This is onion, not typical of traditional egg roll filling, but I just love the taste that onion gives to food. So a little bit of chopped onion is going to give these egg rolls a delicious flavor. So over here, I have my cast iron skillet. I'm just going to turn that on. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in the skillet. Get that nice and heated up. Once the pan gets heated up, the first thing I'm going to toss in is the onion. Okay, so once the onion starts to get toasted up, you're going to add about 2 cups of shredded cabbage. I am going to do a little bit more just because I have a little bit more and want to use up what I have in the fridge. Because if you follow my channel at all, you know I only grocery shop once every 3 weeks. So, and I do that intentionally because it forces you to use what you have. You actually get creative and come up with different ideas of what to make with what you have. And it's budget friendly. So, and your fridge doesn't stink because you always have using up what you have. You're not having stuff getting pushed to the back and food rotting in your fridge. So your fridge smells nice. You're saving money. You're being creative. You're eating different things all the time. And it's fun to make different things. And if, not everybody is creative in the kitchen, and that is totally fine. If you are a person that maybe struggles to come up with ideas what to cook, there's apps out there that you can download and you put in all the ingredients that you have, whether it's stuff in your fridge, staples in your pantry, spices, and it'll give you ideas of what to make. So it's just a really good way to save money, use what you have, not waste, and keep your fridge fresh all the time. I'm just going to season this with some salt. And I'm going to do some fresh cracked black pepper. And I'm going to do some garlic powder. And I'm going to do a sprinkling of ground ginger. Give everything a mix. All right, you're just gonna put this on medium and you're gonna let it cook down, wilt down. So while the filling cooks down, these are the egg roll wrappers that I bought. I've never tried this brand, but basically they're for frying. But what I do is I just brush the egg rolls with olive oil when I'm done, and I just pop them in the air fryer, and they come out really good. So, all right. Okay, I know this is probably weird, but I am not putting meat in my egg rolls. It's just the cabbage or the carrots, the onion, and whatever seasonings I'm using. But I want to make them a little meatier, but instead of meat, because I don't have any, I'm going to use walnuts. There's a lot of vegans that use walnuts and make walnut meat. So I'm going to use walnuts and put some in the egg rolls. And that's going to be like the meat. To do that, you have to soak these in water a little bit for like 15-20 minutes. I'm going to put some water on these. And I'm just going to let them soak. I'm going to let them soak for about 20 minutes. And then I will come back, put a little bit of soy sauce, put them in the food processor, and then I will get them in mixed in with the cabbage. And that's going to be like meat. And I know it sounds weird, but trust me, once it's mixed in with the egg roll, you won't even realize that it's walnuts. So just let these soak, and I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, so this has been on here for about 5 minutes, and it's starting to wilt up nicely. It smells good. I have the walnuts soaking. So just give this a stir, and then just let it sit for another 5. So it gets completely nice and soft and yummy. And if you want, you can season this with a little soy sauce. You can add some sesame oil, but I'm not doing any of that. I'll make a dipping sauce later for the egg roll. Okay, guys, so this has been on here for about 10 minutes. I mixed it after 5. Let it sit for another 5. Looking pretty good. I want it a little softer. I'm just going to let it sit for another few, and then we'll turn this off and we'll get the walnuts in there. The walnuts are soaking right now, so we'll let them sit. Okay, so the filling's done. So now let's go work on the walnuts. Okay. So you're just going to drain the walnuts. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get your food processor. You're going to put the walnuts in the food processor. And you're going to chop them up very fine, but do not go so far as to turn it into a paste. You just want it chopped up very fine, little tiny small pieces, so that when you're eating it in the egg roll, it almost gives you the feeling that you're having little tiny bits of meat in your egg roll. So I'm going to cover this. I'm going to go grind this up on the other side of the kitchen where my outlet is, and I will be right back. Back. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you grind it very fine. And what you're going to do is put this in a bowl. Oops. You are going to get a little bit of soy sauce. A little bit of soy sauce. I'll put that in just like that. It's about a teaspoon of soy sauce. And just give this a good mix. And that's it. Let's mix this into the cabbage. You over here. All right. And you can even add sesame oil to this. You can add more soy sauce if you want. Just give this a mix. I have the pan on low. And mix that walnut. Mix the walnuts in there nice and even. Make sure everything is combined evenly. All right. And there we go. That is your egg roll filling. So I am going to turn this off, let it cool, put it in a bowl in the fridge, and tonight, after work, filling is done. You just have to roll, brush with olive oil, and pop them in the air fryer. Could not be easier. Okay, bring this over here. And I'm going to scoop all of that goodness into that bowl. Because I have to leave and I need this to cool down a little bit before I put it in the fridge. And if I leave it in the pan, it's going to stay hot a lot longer because that's a cast iron pan. So it holds on to heat longer. I want to get this in a bowl and out of the way. Nice and cool. By the time I leave, pop it in the fridge. That is it. That's all she wrote, folks. So I am going to cover this with some plastic wrap, set it aside for a second, and then I'll pop it in the fridge. And it's okay if it steams a little bit as it cools. Not a big deal. Ideally, if I wasn't rushing to get this done, I have 7 minutes to get out of here. Then I would not be wrapping it now. I would let it cool completely, but I gotta go. So I'm gonna let this cool for 7 minutes, throw it in the fridge, and I'm out. See you tonight. Okay, guys, so it's after work. It's about 6:36 right now, and I am gonna make these egg rolls. So this is the filling. It's been in the fridge all day. I took it out when I got home. And it got dark for two reasons. One, it has the walnuts in there, but two, and the main reason that it got dark is because I used red onion. And so that turns the filling a darker color. If for some reason that bothers you, then just be sure to use white onion and you'll have that lighter, pale color egg roll filling like you expect at the Chinese restaurant when you get egg rolls. But if you don't mind and you have red onion, use red onion. Okay, so you'll need a tablespoon to get your filling. You'll need a brush, a little bit of olive oil on the side here. And that's it. You have a little cup of water because you're going to use your finger to do the edges so they stick together. And you're ready to go. So let's get these open. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take your egg roll wrappers and you're going to put them facing you, a corner facing you on a dry, clean surface. And that's it. You're going to take your finger, dip it in water, and you're going to run along the edges just like this. You're going to take about 2 tablespoons of filling and you're going to put it in the middle, a little closer to you. Now take the corner facing you, wrap it over the filling. Then you're going to fold the left side in, fold the right side in, and just roll nice and tight. And that's it. That's your egg roll. And just get yourself a plate and just line up your egg rolls. And then when you're done, you can brush them all with olive oil. I'm just going to put that right there. Get about 2 tablespoons of filling. And Okay. We're going to fold it over, fold one side in, fold the other side in, and roll it nice and tightly. I'm going to bring you over the top a little bit more so you could see a little bit better. Just like that. Okay. So you're going to get your filling, about 2 tablespoons of filling. Bring it over. You want it halfway, but a little closer to you. Then you're going to get your finger and you're going to wet the edges just like this. And that's going to help it stick. And because I made the filling this morning, this is going to be super quick. And voila. See that? Super easy. So, bring you back over here. And that's it. I'm going to keep egg rolling it up over here. And you really don't have to do the entire edge. You could just do the corners and it'll be fine. As long as the corner that's holding it together at the end is really nicely wet, it'll stick together really nicely. See that? Okay, so these are the egg rolls. I have about 8 egg roll wrappers left, so I'm just gonna make like breakfast egg rolls, if that even makes sense. The kids like weird things like that, so I'll just put like scrambled eggs and cheese in them and then put them in the air fryer, and you bite into it and you can like put some ketchup and you have like breakfast crunchy egg rolls. But anyway, for these, now that these are assembled, I put them seam side up, and what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of olive oil and I'm gonna brush them with some olive oil. You could spritz them, but what I found is that if you use your spritzer, then they bubble up in a certain area and then they don't come out like very even. So just brush them with some olive oil. Make sure you get all the edges. And then you're going to preheat your air fryer at 375 and you're going to put the olive oil brushed side down, seam side down. And then you're going to brush the tops with olive oil once you get them in the air fryer. Seam side down, just like that. So let me go put these in the air fryer and I'll show you. Okay, so I have the drawer type air fryer. So I just put these in. What you don't want is that you don't want the egg rolls touching. So put them in seam side down and then just brush the top with some olive oil and that's it. Put them in at 375 for about 10 minutes and then you can check them. And if you want them crispier, you leave them longer. Okay, in they go. The first batch in the air fryer, they're going to be in there for 10 minutes and they are going to be ready. If you have an air fryer, this is a Philips air fryer. So the basket is like a very thin, almost like a wire. Like it's very thin and there's a lot of air circulation. If you have a different type of air fryer, or if you use liners, or you have a toaster oven type of air fryer, then there is not as much air circulation. So you're going to need to flip them halfway through, like cook them for 5 minutes and then flip them and do another 5 minutes. But the Philips air fryer is very, I don't know a better word for it, very airy. So I don't need to do flipping whenever I cook in my air fryer, but most air fryers you do. Anyway, those are in. I'm getting these ready and then I'll put those in. And in the meantime, I am going to get plate ready and I'm going to make a little bit of a dipping sauce with some sesame oil, some soy sauce. Maybe I'll have some duck sauce on the other side. We'll see. Okay, so one of the dipping sauces I'm going to make is going to be a little bit of soy sauce. just like that. And I'm gonna do a little bit of rice vinegar, just a splash, just like that. I'm gonna do a drop of toasted sesame oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 drops. 10 literal drops. I'm gonna do a sprinkling of sesame seeds. I should have toasted those, but that's okay. And I am gonna do a little bit of wasabi just because for me, a little spice is nice. If you don't like spicy, then leave the wasabi out. And then you're gonna get your fork. All right, okay. So that sauce is done. And now I am gonna get a little bit of duck sauce also to have variety. Okay, so the air fryer just went off. These were in there for 10 minutes. I did not flip them because my air fryer, you don't need to. But if yours does, or if you're using liners of any sort, which restrict airflow, then you would want to flip them. But if you look, see the bottom? They're crispy on the bottom too. So I'm just going to line these up here. I'm going to get the second batch in. Hey guys, so I put some duck sauce. I have the sesame soy wasabi sauce over here. And if you look at these, after they come out of the air fryer, they have a dry look to them because you didn't fry them. So they're not greasy at all, but they're still crispy and delicious. Here we go. Let's taste test. Crispy egg roll. We're going to dip it in the sweet one first. Soy sauce. Ready? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. That is good. Super good. They're crispy. They're not greasy. And the filling is delicious. That's a good egg roll. Thanks for watching. Make yourself some air fryer egg rolls. You can enjoy a crispy, yummy egg roll without all the grease. And they taste amazing. So, and that walnut meat just makes them a little bit meatier. And walnuts are good for you. So yeah, why not put them in there? It doesn't really affect the taste because they don't have much taste. And you can turn this into a meal. Have a nice side salad with some avocado and have 2 or 3 of these egg rolls with the veggies and the walnuts. Delicious. Oops, second batch is done. And that's it, guys. Air fryer egg rolls made at home. Give them a try. I hope you love them as much as we do. The filling is customizable, but that is how you make egg rolls at home healthier, fresher, cheaper, and all around better. Thanks for watching. Bye.